So, welcome guys to another episode of the Washington SXM podcast. As always, like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend. Click that bell, get notified whenever I drop a video. Once you like my content, hit the like button. It helps with the algorithm for this video to go to the masses. I don't know. Boom. So, let's get into this video quick and fast. It's the president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, and he had this back and forth argument with this reporter. But first, two things to look out for. Look out for when he pushed back, how she want to change the topic, and also look on how disrespectful she are to a president of a country. I don't think she'll talk to any Western presidents like this. So let's get on the hit. Let me know what you think. Boom.
To that, because I think this kind of discussion, which has gone on for a very long time around, sounds a bit cynical in a sense. In fact, it's like the tragic situation of 1994 isn't considered even a violation of human rights. It has now gone into the background. Those who are responsible for it, those who are associated with it, are now talking about something else. According to them, the situation in Rwanda is that of human rights violation, even more than that tragic situation. I think that's what we are talking about. So,
well, just for example, there was an Amnesty International wrote a report in the lead up to the 2017 election that talks about opposition politicians, journalists, human rights defenders being jailed, physically attacked, even killed.
I think you're interested in
forced into exile or silence. So I'm just interested in your idea of that assessment of your country.
Raising your views to the audience so that you influence them by what you're
the European Union sees itself very much as an exporter of human rights and a defender of human rights.
So why can't you let me answer this?
I'm very interested in
Otherwise,
your answer.
you are going to ask and then answer yourself.
I'm very interested in your answer. I'm giving you some context on why I'm asking.
You're asking and giving answer at the same time. So
please tell me, what do you make of this assessment?
I think it's just ridiculous because there is nothing like human rights minus these things we are talking about. What we are talking about in terms of development. These are human rights. Development, schools, education, health, and food security. And, you know, when you see now the level of poverty has decreased almost by 60%. So these people, these human beings with improved lives and participating in that themselves to improve their own lives, gets lost in what the whole list you've been spelling out as if, you know, what is in Rwanda is really hell. In fact, forgetting the hell that we have gone through, that we stood against and sorted out when you were there just talking about more or less nonsense. Because
do you reject the accusations, for example, from Amnesty International?
Absolute rubbish.
You reject
Rwanda
that?
is completely different from what it was 25 years ago. In fact, maybe you need to be looking around in Europe. You are violating people's rights. When we have this problem of people being bundled and sent back to sink in the Mediterranean and so on, and so many people being mistreated in your own countries. Why don't you talk about your human rights and stop just offloading everything?
Well, this is a development conversation, so
no,
in the context of development.
You are not the one to determine what conversation or what points to raise in any conversation. You are asking questions, this is what I'm saying. You are asking questions and you are giving yourself answers.
Well, Commissioner Mimitsa.
So there you see, they was arguing about the conversation was about human rights. They keep on attacking African nations about human rights. They come on to LGBTE and especially LGBTE and everything under the sun. Because for some reason there are some moral police where they committed the most human rights violation out of all the African countries put together. Europe and America have the most human rights violation going on currently. So when he responded to the question and he's saying that the lives of Rwandans had improved up to 60%, 80% because they have good healthcare system, schools, they have the cleanest, one of the cleanest countries in the continent. in the world, actually. I think they have number 33 for businesses, for doing business in Rwanda. So everything in Rwanda right now is up. So they have nothing else attacking, man, except these little issues where most countries have the same and even bigger issues than what they're accusing Paul Kagame of. And the reason why is because he's one of those presidents that's always slamming and pushing back on the West. Always, because you know, he used words and calling them idiots and nonsensical arguments, and they should mind their own business. And Rwanda is an independent and sovereign country. There's a next president that speaks like this is President Museveni of Uganda. You have the South African president Ramaphosa, I think, sided with Russia. They don't like he pushed back against the West as well. The president of Namibia, which is I forget his name, can't pronounce his name, but that president as well, he did an interview where he slammed the German chancellor. And you have a few presidents that already killed over the years, like President Mugabe from Zimbabwe. You have the Kenyan president currently is pushing back to the West. You have the Tanzanian president as well. The Libyan president, she's a female, but she don't like the West, and she pushed back on the LGBT and all those human rights arguments that the West comes with. But look, and right now what's going on in France, the demonstration where they are actually burning down buildings. These are white demonstrators burning buildings in France right now. You have America, you have tons of demonstration all the time of killing police, killing people. That's human rights violations, and blacks don't have access to certain things in the country. That's human rights violation. Germany have mass protests going on right now again as well. So they are committing way more human rights violation than African countries, and they are the ones who want to come and tell African countries how to be democratic, how to be moral, when they are some of the most immoral people on the planet. Just look in any country, you can see all the immorality, all the human rights violation. They're arresting people for no reasons. They're locking up people for no reasons. That's a human rights violation. They are performing surgeries on kids to the LGBTQ community. They are providing sex change and trying to suppress giving testosterone to young kids that actually alter their existence, and in the future cause issues mentally, physically with them. They have they try to suppress hormones in teenage girls who want to transition into men, and for women and for men who transition into women, they're having these surgeries that's irreversible, and they're giving them chemicals and things to take that they use to give to sex offenders. So it's crazy in the West. So you cannot go to countries like Rwanda where people have better education system, they have better healthcare, more free healthcare, they have almost free education, and all these things that the country is giving to its citizens. And then now you're gonna come and wanna label that said president as a dictator. And this is the most they do to African countries and presidents of these countries. They always label them as dictators, human rights violators. Yeah, those are the two main things, and this is what the mainstream media push, the narrative that, again, I don't like the disrespect of these reporters disrespecting these presidents. They need to give access. I didn't set them straight when they try to start disrespecting, stop the interview right then and there, because if you can't be respectful, you can't have a conversation, because he's not being disrespectful, he's just being answering the question directly. But I like the way that he pushed back and he stands up for himself, because a man is a man. And because you're a woman, if you can just say what you want to a man. That's another issue again in the West. That's a Western problem. But I'm not blaming a whole country. I'm blaming the system itself that's designed like this. So you can't blame the citizens, you blame the system of these countries. So anyway, don't know. Thanks for watching. I don't know what to do already. Comment, like, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. So you don't know. Peace, one love. Boom.